We're back at the Twilight River. Welcome to day 7 of the 10-day Pikmin All Fruits 3 Deluxe. Yeah, it's that. We flucked the yellow Pikmin. Today, at the Twilight River, things are gonna be easy. Just about every obstacle in the area was preventing us from getting the boss, so now there's none left. And we were here recently enough that the native wildlife hasn't repopulated yet. We may still have all of the fruit to go here, but it's actually going to be a day of doing basically nothing but bringing things back to the Onion and the Drake. I do still have to plan things out a little bit, but it's so loose and so forgiving that I basically plan this out different each time because I never have to remember exactly I don't have to remember anything exact. As long as I get the main points down, I'm good. Alf has a small number of each Pikmin type, just because there's something for a small number of each Pikmin type to do over on this side of the river. For Reds, this means berry gathering. For Rocks, breaking crystals. For the others, we'll find out later, because most of the things that are still left to do during this day are over in this direction, near where the river ends. The burrowing snagrid isn't as scary as it used to be. If it takes enough damage, it won't swallow any Pikmin it's snatched up. It'll just retreat. So, very deserving of its demotion to mid-boss status. Can we get the Winged Pikmin on that? Oh boy. Yeah, it also has an attack where it attempts to swallow a captain that it was doing just then. It'll be good food for the blues later. We want to be a little more efficient than that, though. They've got other jobs to do first, like getting that second fruit out of the water. And making sure the way is clear to do so. That enemy down there, I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, but its weak point is also its blind spot. So just make sure all the Pikmin latch onto that, and taking them down is no problem. Oh, it's a toady boister. Lovely. We'll just catch them to make sure they don't take anything silly back. They've got better food sources they can go after. We'll leave that one for the wings. They're a little low too. Oh, what? What's that fella doing over there? And how did you not make it to the astringent club? They'll switch to carrying back the snagrit just as soon as they get that to dry land. There's not tons of purpose behind the numbers of every Pikmin type here. Sometimes it's just for separation. Sometimes it's just good to have a lot of types of Pikmin. And that note was a hint that there's buried treasure somewhere nearby. It's another optional accessory, like the defense boost and the dodge whistle. And it's right up here, in this slightly unnatural dirt mound. Those Pikmin will be carrying it back just as soon as they dig it up. I'm sure we'll get a notice for it sooner or later. Thank you, map cursor, for zipping all over the place. Since so many Pikmin are going back to base, it's a good time to follow them and regroup. In the meantime, Alf can do his thing with his small squads. First up, the Rocks. They have a crystal to break, and that's about it. That curved path on the left goes past the puddle, so they have no trouble taking it back. As long as they latch on correctly. The small group of wings, I believe, have something to uproot over here. There should be a small plum or some such underneath one of those pooled roots. And the yellows, well, they have their traditional bomb rocks to pick up. And the other yellows have dug up this fireproofing soup. Not that we know that yet, but Hey, the flames on the front could be some sort of indication. This is the other plum that is around to be uprooted. We didn't take care of this the first time around just because it would have gotten winged Pikmin away from the party. There's quite a lot of treasures that only they can get here. I suppose blues could help with some of them, but the place is much more made for the winged Pikmin. Unfortunately, we don't have enough bombs to take out both bomb walls. Actually, I don't think that's true. We got 2 hits on the far one, so theoretically we could spend our 3 bombs on this near wall and our 4th bomb on the final hit down there. But there's more fun plans in store for them. And I guess I'm giving Alf a lot of Pikmin here. Oh yeah, that makes sense actually. Knowing exactly what those bombs are for. Charlie, I guess, will just work with whatever Pikmin end up coming back to the onion later. That one will get the way to the pear open. I don't believe the winged Pikmin are uprooting a fruit. That should just be a pink 5 pellet. Oh yeah, you can see it there. Like I said, we've got plenty of time and manpower to spare today. And that means we get to enjoy a sub-goal of just bolstering the winged and blue numbers as much as we can. Oh, looks like that suit made it back. Looks like fireproofing to me. Thank you, Captain Olimar. Alright, but you need to provide us with instructions. Come on. There we go. An instruction manual. Finally. Alright, what's it gonna be? We wear it. It protects you from fire. That's the instructions. Thank you, instruction booklet. What would we do without you? Another 5 pellet for the winged Pikmin, and I mentioned that there were only enemies underneath this board. Let's take a peek at just how many there are. Yeah, it's a bit of a horde. Could be scary. Or we have a bomb to use. Could be a feast. And Charlie's got enough Pikmin back to where he can take care of that one loose end. Now at this point I'd just like to make it a free-for-all. Inevitably the winged Pikmin end up snatching a few meals from the others and like airlifting them out of their hands. But there's nothing wrong with letting every type of Pikmin bolster their numbers. Seeing all the winged Pikmin carry things back this way, I must have made sure to take down the arachnode that had a web established on the way back. I don't think I did that on the end of day 5 when I had to redo that, but it was part of the day's goals. Otherwise I would have just done it here. I believe I mentioned this during day 2, but characters that you're actively controlling sort of take a shortcut in screen transitions. Any Pikmin carrying things, as well as any captains who are go-hearing and not under your direct control, they have to walk further into the distance before they actually appear on the other side. And they have to walk a further ways to get into the area as well. It's an odd little detail, but knowing it can save you some travel time, I guess. Usually it doesn't come up. Ah yes, we also got Pikmin to collect over here. And probably switch over to Charlie here. He should be arriving soon. It'll take them a while to take down those pellets, but they'll be at the base before too long. At least before the end of the day, surely. A little bit of recreation as we wait for everything to come in. Mostly that big old sniffer. What is this ruminating? I actually don't remember this version of the day's plans at all. I guess all I'm after right now is the winged Pikmin. And apparently a whole bunch of Pikmin who were still in my party but banging at the stone wall managed to somehow warp through the loading zone with me as well. That's not correct, but okay. Okay, now we're switching to what I'd expect. The few blues that we've had with us have carried back some primo food sources throughout the day, and they've raised their numbers to a decent amount. Enough to go hunting properly, and get nectared up. They'll focus on getting the remaining water-bound fruits first, but having all blues out will let us take back a lot of food while we're there. We haven't actually interacted with one of these bamboo gates yet. Unlike other obstacles that just get removed, these bamboo gates only stay open as long as we have 10 winged Pikmin stationed on them. Oh my gosh! That is not where I wanted that bomb to land. Backup bomb for this one who's not going to sleep. Well, that's a bit of a bust. The intent was to toss it in the middle of those three and have one left over. And it's a good thing I did, I guess. Anyway, there was one of these in the watery area back in the Garden of Hope, but it wasn't exactly in the best of neighborhoods. The fish in the area like to jump out of the water to try and snatch a winged Pikmin underneath. The blues can defend their own just fine. Winged Pikmin, not really. It looks like Charlie's on roundup duty yet again. And that's fine. It is getting late. Water dumples continue to be surprisingly threatening. Honestly, the best way to deal with them is to make sure you're not locked onto them and throw your Pikmin behind its back. Might take a bit of work to determine which end that is, but it's pretty slow to shake Pikmin off from back there, and it's pretty fast to gobble them up in front. Even landing them directly on top doesn't seem to work as well as landing them behind. So yeah. And how is that not eaten anyone yet? Well, somehow this is still a death run. Incredible. Let's start getting all of these back to the onion. The blues need food badly. And there's only so much time left in the day. We'll dismiss those winged Pikmin. They continue to be the only ones threatened by an arachnid web. And it's about time to wrap up the day. These 3 berries are the last thing that's got any distance on the Drake. I haven't spoken about it the other days because it's not as important as the things that are actually happening, but sort of a general practice that's been important throughout these is keeping the same captains doing the same things. And I don't necessarily mean Charlie always being on roundup duty. It's more that once your plans are established and muscle memory begins to form, the captain should never really swap places from attempt to attempt. And thank goodness I paid attention to the map there. Switching to the wrong one can slow things down or throw you off your game, or cause problems under duress. And moreover, it just looks bad. It's messy. And these things have regrown. The ones have, anyway. You can see why I never uprooted that thing for 3 the first time around. That is an extremely slow way to get not that much food. Winged Pikmin aren't exactly fighters after all. And these little guys have done a good job collecting spicy spray over the course of the day. Gone from a flat 0 to 4.5. Still a few Pikmin missing, though. Oh, that's good. Most of them are just wings getting their food back to the onion. And the rest should be ones working on berries over by Charlie. And now the rest are banging their heads against the rock wall again. Why does this keep happening? Appreciate the effort, but please don't. Yes, indeed. There's just a couple... Oh, they aren't actually going on the rounds at all. These are just two blues that have been standing here all day. Got left behind on a lily pad, I guess. Well, everyone's gonna be safely back to base. And as much fun as it's been being greedy, there's no way this 5 pellet's going back in time. We got our 15 fruits, we've got our increased numbers for wings and blues, and we even got an optional upgrade. The Twilight River has been emptied out. Starting tomorrow, we'll be going back into locations with more obstacles remaining and where enemies have repopulated as well. So there's a couple more hectic plans for the rest of this playthrough, but especially after how Day 6 went, it was nice to have a breather here at the Twilight River. Aside from the enemies staying gone, that's another reason I head here every time. It's just so nice to have that relaxation. And from now on, we're going to be gathering a huge haul of fruit at the end of every day. That's right, these last few days of completion are important. We've got a planet to save. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Pikmin 3 just really makes me crave fruit. All of it is so lovingly modeled, so detailed, so fresh looking, and the colors of juice mixing with each other just look gorgeous. We actually got enough of a haul that we're getting 2 remarks about it. Well, it's good that we're practicing portioning things out. I think the planet needs that. Even if we certainly won't be spending a little bit of a buffer, yeah. Oh, you know, only 2 months worth. It won't exactly be one to learn from, but hey. We're playing this game for fun. We'll watch the replay for fun. I suspect anyone who doesn't want to has already gotten accustomed to skipping the end of these videos, and that's fine. Me, I enjoy it. And what is a casual playthrough for, if not doing things you enjoy? Look at all that Pikmin food going back. I forgot to actually check what the numbers were of the blue and winged numbers at the end of the day. There's that huge flub. Those orange bulborbs are a pain and a terror. They're just as ravenous as any of the larger varieties, but they're extremely light sleepers. Sneaking that persimmon out the back door is pretty much the only safe way to get it. Even with bomb rocks in hand, you're flirting with death trying to get that from the front. Oh, we ended with 130 winged Pikmin, making them the second most populous, and 65 blues. That's plenty to take on any of the remaining areas, that's for sure. And without any bosses to take down, we just have a general thing to ride at the end of the day. Just, hey, we've gotten a lot of fruit. A gloriously, gloriously unscientific amount of fruit. The last 2 days are both in areas that have repopulated, so the order doesn't really matter. But we're going to the tropical wilds next. 14 more pieces there. And it'll be a good bit more hectic. See ya then.